So in today's video, we're going to be talking about two different things. We're going to be looking at the appointment of a brand new head of Warhammer Entertainment. I think this is a brand new position at Games Workshop, and it's really setting up now what GW envision for their brand. And also, I want to be talking about Astartes because there's some concerns in the community about how it's shifted from YouTube over to the Warhammer community website. So I just want to talk about that a little bit. But let's start with Games Workshop and appointing a new head of entertainment, because as I just stated, I think this is a massive news. I think this is probably some of the biggest news of the week, maybe even bigger than Astartes partnering with Games Workshop, because this now gives us a look ahead of what Games Workshop has planned for this type of media. They've appointed a brand new head of the Warhammer Entertainment development who has a portfolio of working in this type of system before. Now, if you don't want to listen to my boring breakdown of this, you can go and read it for yourself. The link is in the description. I've also included the link to Bolter and Chaintodd as well, where it was originally posted. It was sent to me via Discord, but of course it originally came from that website, so I don't want to rob them of views or anything like that. So go and click on their link and say thank you to the chap whoever posted that as well. Right, so it states the Warhammer owner of Games Workshop has appointed former Turner Broadcasting and Hasbro studio executive Finn Arnesen as its first head of entertainment development to renew its focus on its content strategy. Now, I actually researched this Finn chap over on that website, what's it called, where you check jobs and stuff. I'll put it in the background now. And he has been running this head of entertainment now for the past 3 months. So this has been in the works for the past 3 months, and they've only just announced it now. So this is probably where what he's been doing. He's been speaking to probably the Astartes creator and all the other creators to get them, to join the GW brand or partnership with the GW brand. And it's all been in the works for the past 3 months, and it's just come out this past week. It goes into more detail and says, reporting to John Gillard, Games Workshop's EVP of Global Licensing, Arnesen is tasked with minding the extensive and multifaceted Warhammer universe, home to thousands of novels, short stories featuring a diverse range of engaging and extremely popular characters, to develop live action and animated content for the broadcast channels and platforms around the globe. If there's one thing that Games Workshop has, it is a ton of stories. There's everything from Space Marines to Guard to Xenos. Just look at Black Library and look at all the novels and stories on there. Not only from 40k, but from Fantasy, from AOS, everything like that. So they have a absolutely massive stash of just media to pick from. It goes and says Arnesen, who was most recently the SVP of Global Distribution and Development at Hasbro Studios. Hasbro Studios, by the way, is a massive studio, brings 25 years of experience to the role. He inherits an initial content slate that includes the previously announced live-action dramas on the best-selling Eisenhorn series of novels. So this is Eisenhorn getting a mention again, and Eisenhorn has actually been very, very quiet. I'm actually concerned what's going on with Eisenhorn, but this does give me some faith now, because for me, I want Eisenhorn more than anything in the world, because if you haven't read the Eisenhorn books, then you won't understand just how godly that series of books is. Eisenhorn, Ravna and Beckwin, the greatest story told in Warhammer 40,000, if you're asking me. So it says, an Eisenhorn, a classic tale of one powerful character's fight against the external and internal threats set in a galaxy-spanning dark dystopia of the 41st millennium, is currently being developed with Frank Spotnitz. Now, Frank Spotnitz, it says, the man in the High Castle, which is a fantastic show, and of course, the X-Files, and his company, Big Light Productions. So hopefully there is light at the end of the tunnel for the Eisenhorn show. Again, as I just mentioned, we haven't really heard a lot. The last time we heard of Eisenhorn, that was in pre-production, and that was it. And, sometimes stuff just dies in pre-production. So hopefully we get an update on that and what's going on, maybe some casting rumours and everything like that, because I'm really excited for that show to come out. We actually get a quote from Finn in this article that says, "This is a hugely exciting time to be joining Games Workshop. and I am realizing the opportunity to work with such an established, yet in terms of entertainment, relatively unexplored universe as Warhammer. There is a tremendous appetite at present for a series set in unique, fantasial worlds, so with Warhammer, thousands of stories, numerous of worlds, and countless memorable characters and options are virtually limitless. I was delighted to discover they are already in early discussions in a place of a variety of production companies around the world, from LA to Japan, an array of highly sought after writing talent to bring the vast universe to all platforms. So what he's saying there is that there's basically an untapped resource when it comes to Warhammer, and there is. And as we've mentioned before, and we've talked about in past streams, past videos, Warhammer is just made up with these epic, fantastic stories and tales and stuff, and we haven't really seen anything come from it because GW have been very, very protective over their IP, and rightly so, because at the end of the day they don't want it to be torn apart and made into something that it's not. So that's why they've been so protective, but they haven't really embraced the media side of it now, and I think that's what we're about to see. They've hired this chap to come in to say, right, we want our media to be the next big platform for Games Workshop, and you are the chap to lead us to that mountain. So after reading this article, I've come to my personal conclusion that I definitely think Games Workshop are going to be pushing forward with some type of app. And what I mean by that, like something similar to Disney Plus, Amazon Prime, Netflix, where you have to make an account, you have to pay for that account, and you get access to their entertainment. What that entertainment will be, yes, we know like the animations will probably be a part of that, but is it got to be other things? Is it got to be like audiobooks? Is it got to be like digital rule books? Maybe they can put everything into one place. At the moment, we've got this app, we've got the Black Library app as well, and everything's separate. What if they just put everything into one simple place and you play one fee for that? Now, the problem with paying a fee, with especially the entertainment side, is that they don't have the entertainment options available. Yes, they've just linked with Astartes, they've just linked with the Exodai, Iron Within, Primaris Black Templar, but that is not a catalogue of content to keep people entertained. That is the problem. Like Astartes, you can watch that entire thing in 12 minutes. Yes, he is probably working on other things, but how long are they going to be? The great thing with stuff like Netflix, Disney Plus, Amazon Prime is that they have a vast catalogue of content that keeps you coming back month after month. I would love to get your thoughts on that, chaps. You know, if you actually read that article, what do you think? Do you think like what I think? Do you think that this is like the start of something big now in terms of Warhammer Entertainment? Do you see them doing an app and putting it behind a paywall? Post that down below, because again, I would love to get your thoughts and feedback on that. Anyway, moving on to the Astartes stuff, because I've been receiving a lot of comments, emails, PMs and stuff regarding Astartes moving from YouTube over to the Warhammer community website. And I just want to get everyone on the same page about this, because there's a lot of people that don't know really what's going on. So what's happened in the past week is that there was a fan-made creation called Astartes. There's actually a couple of fan-made creations. One was called the Exodite, one was called Iron Within, and one was called Primaris Black Templar. Now all those are now officially linked with Games Workshop. We don't know how they've linked. Like, we don't know if it's a partnership, we don't know if it's contracted work, we don't know. We don't know the terms of like how they're working with Games Workshop. What we do know is that the content that they had on their separate YouTube channels is no longer available. I think the Primaris Black Templar channel has actually been completely removed from YouTube, but like the episode series from Astartes, for example, because that was the completed project, have all been removed from his YouTube channel. The only thing that's on his YouTube channel now is the announcement that is now working with Games Workshop, and they put all the episodes over on the Warhammer community website, which some people are not happy with. And I have to agree, I'm with them. I think it's a really weird decision to take it from YouTube and put it over on the Warhammer community website channel, because one of the great things about YouTube is that people discovered 40k through this series. There's a numerous amount of times where I went to the comic section of Astartes and people like, holy Emperor, this animation is amazing, what are these things? And then people explaining what Space Marines are, explaining what the Imperium was, and then there was other debates about, you know, like other races like Necrons, Eldar, Tau, and all that type of stuff. It really brought new people into the IP. All they have to do to correct this is just upload it back to YouTube, put it on their YouTube channel. They have an official YouTube channel. It doesn't mean it has to go back to the Astartes channel. Just put it back on there, and then problem solved. I don't see the problem with it. At the moment, it's over on their Warhammer community website, and it's taken away from people discovering the IP. Surely that's what GW want, right? They want more people to discover this IP. The only people that are discovering it over on the Warhammer community website is people like me and you, because we know where to go to watch this. So it's definitely a massive head scratcher, and I have no idea why GW have gone round and done it this way. Now, just before we end the video, there's one more subject I want to talk about. I should have mentioned this at the start because I've been getting a lot of messages about this as well. People have been mentioning that the version that they have now over the Games Workshop website is not the same version that was on the Astartes channel. Sounds are different and the music is different. Now, I don't know why they've done this. I could take a guess. There's been nothing official come out and done this. I've seen people posting some comments about it, but I don't know how true it is. But apparently the Astartes channel, like when he made this, he took sounds and stuff from Judge Dredd or some like music samples from Judge Dredd and added it to his project. So that is why GW have basically tossed that music away, because they don't own the copyright for that music. Again, that is just my view on it. I'm not sure if that is 100% factual or anything like that. That is the only debates I've been seeing on the interwebs about it. But again, I have no idea really why stuff has changed. Alright, Chaperoonios, I'm going to call the video there. I would love to get your thoughts and feedback on everything that we've discussed today. If you've got anything to say, post it down below in the comment section, and we'll have a nice little talk down there as we always do. See you now, have a great day, and bye-bye.